Hello, today I'm speaking to Michael Riedl, Chief Executive of Team Internet. Team Internet are a global internet solutions business operating with two key segments. Online marketing is a global internet advertising solutions provider, provides a diverse range of solutions there. And online presence provides solutions for hosting and monetizing domains. Michael, many thanks for joining me today.
Thank you for having me, Dan.
And you've just reported your full year 23 results and really good progress across the board. Can you just run through the key highlights from your perspective?
Yes, we are very excited to report the best set of results on our journey so far, which start at record revenue, continues on record gross profit, record EBITDA, record profit before tax, down to record adjusted EPS. So there's simply nothing that you could not like about these results.
Great, and if we look at those different segments, let's look at online marketing first. It's been a tough year for the advertising market, yet you've recorded good growth. Can you discuss how you're achieving that, and also you talk in your report about key mega trends that are driving your strategy in that segment? Can you discuss those a little bit?
Yes, very happy to. And in the end, just like in any business, it is always about execution. However, it is easier when you're being carried or having tailwind from specific mega trends, which here are the ascendance of social media as the main form of online content consumption, having started some 20 years ago with Facebook, then later with Instagram, now more lately with TikTok. And this presents opportunity to us, because while trillions of screen time hours have drifted out of the open web to these platforms, data privacy over the last couple of years has made that targeting customers on these platforms has become more challenging than it ever has been. And the technology that we provide actually helps engaging with the users on these platforms, learn about them as we transfer them to our 300,000 micro websites, and then match them with the most fitting campaigns that other people have booked on search engines, and generating a margin in between.
Great, and you've just made a significant acquisition, the first one for a little while, acquiring Shinez. Can you discuss how that fits into the overall online marketing business?
Yes. So with our current largest business, Tonic, and also the other business that we operate, it always starts with a click. So with Tonic, it is a click typically on the social media website, which we then convert into an even more valuable click from a search ad campaign that people have booked on a search engine. We then in 2022 expanded that model with our Vergleich.org, where again the journey starts with a click, most commonly on a search engine, but where we then translate this one click into an even more valuable singular event, being a conversion, mostly with our main e-commerce partner, Amazon. And now the new model inverses this principle to some degree. It again starts with a click, but here we are sending people to websites with long but captivating content. And as the people scroll through the articles, it generates a stream of revenues from different ad impressions from a broad set of advertisers, enlarging our total addressable market and further diversifying our stream of revenues.
Interesting. And now let's turn to online presence. That's a business that we considered as a cash cow for a long time, but it's returned to growth. Can you discuss what's driving that growth back, and what do you intend to do to sustain that growth trajectory?
Right. So, and as you say, it's a cash cow, and it still is a cash cow, just a faster growing cash cow, which is the best of all worlds. And again, here it's three elements. First, we have a raison d'être, which is that there are so many domain registrars and so many choices in terms of top-level domains, 1,500 to be precise, that you would need of millions of connections if every domain registrar wanted to sell every top-level domain. And we basically come in here as a type of clearinghouse, which dramatically reduces the complexity of this industry, and where we are a market leader in a very small oligopoly of such clearinghouses. Being such a clearinghouse also exposes us at the same time with the most attractive subsegment in the domain industry, which are so-called country code top-level domains. And why is this so attractive? Because the leading top-level domain .com is pretty much full. Most reasonable combinations of letters and numbers have been taken. And this is why the operator seeks growth mostly through price increases. If you flip this around to the consumer perspective, attractive inventory becomes increasingly scarce and the prices rise. So more and more often companies switch to taking their local top-level domain like .uk or .de, or taking one repurposed one, for example, like .ai for the island Algia that sells like hotcakes. And this is exactly where our business model is the most relevant, and this is why we are lucky to be in the most attractive part of this market. However, just like we need this transformation element as a key to turn the opportunity into success, we have the same here. In this business, it is our commitment to excellence, where we have very clearly defined service level agreements and customer success KPIs, which we not only track, but consistently exceed. And all of this is culminating in our Trustpilot score of 4.6 out of 5, which put us into the very top tier of service providers in this industry.
Okay, and can we turn now to allocation of capital? You're a cash generative business. You've been buying back shares. You've got a progressive dividend policy, and then there's acquisitions as well. What should we expect in terms of allocation of capital for investors next year?
Right. So we at Team Internet, we want to be a no surprises business. This is why we've spelled out an explicit cash flow allocation waterfall in our 2022 annual report. And as investors should expect, we will follow exactly this policy, which starts with a dividend policy. And I'm pleased to announce that for 2023, the board is proposing to double the dividend as compared to 2022 from 1 pence to 2 pence. And our second priority is, of course, to invest into the future of the business, which we've just done with Shinez. But the great thing is that with the strength of our balance sheet, with the strong cash conversion, and with the credit that we have with our financing partners, we can simultaneously invest into the future and still return money to the shareholders.
A compounding business, it's a great place to be. And now turning to investor relations, maybe. I guess the ad tech industry, online marketing, it's a fast-moving, relatively complex industry, and there are some dominant industry players. And generalist investors sometimes struggle to understand the industry. Can you discuss, I guess, your approach to educating investors, both in terms of bringing them up to speed, but also addressing new investor cohorts as well?
Yes. So a year ago, an archetype broker minute would read, great set of results, but what do these guys actually do? So we've now worked the last year on doing this education process, and now the focus changes. Great set of results. We now understand what you do, but what's the future of it? And this is why we are now evolving this narrative, explaining to the investors why the business works so strong. This is why we are talking about these mega trends that support the business, and where we're also giving an outlook on how we intend to further build this business. So in our annual report, which I really warmly recommend to read, we are spelling out our OM square strategy, Omni-media, Omni-monetisation, where we have this vision to build an ecosystem which can process users from any kind of source, whether it's a search engine, a social media website, or a content discovery network, and feed each user into the most fitting monetization channel, whether that's a search ad campaign, an e-commerce affiliate program, or a direct advertiser. And all of this is spelled out in detail with a lot of narrative in the annual report for everyone to read.
Good stuff. Encourage everyone to check that out. Michael, thanks so much for joining me today, and look forward to following the story as you progress along your path.
My pleasure, Dan.